Hey everybody, welcome into Winning Edge Football. This is episode number 4. Tanner is here, and myself is here. And if you haven't noticed, we got another beautiful face on the screen with you guys tonight. That is Mark Osmialowski. Did I say it right? Help me.
That was pretty damn close. That was really good.
All right,
Hey, we'll take
let's
it.
go. Let's get him up. Let's get him fired up.
Hey.
We got a guy over here, Mr. Mark. He went to Greencastle High School. Then guess what? He went down there to the old Manchester University. Okay, that's where we met him. He played a little quarterback, a little linebacker, if I do remember correctly. And currently, Mr. Coach, offensive coach, over here at the Wawasee High School. So we're excited to dive into Mark over here and see how he's been doing, and kind of pick his brain a little bit about coaching and just life in general. So, Mark, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Better with you here, buddy.
Oh,
Better
look
with
at that.
you here.
Look at that.
I love
this
it.
is getting,
I love
getting
it.
mushy. All right? Getting mushy.
Hey, Mark took me under his wing there at Manchester. We were in the quarterback room together. Super awesome guy, always helpful. I'm just super pumped that we're finally able to connect again right here on a podcast and talk about the sport we love. So pretty pumped. Thanks, dude.
I love it, guys.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. So, Mark, let's dive into your past a little bit, buddy. How did you end up where you are today? And kind of just go walk through it a little bit, a little introduction to the people watching at home.
Yep. So my wife was actually attending Manchester the same time we were. She was a year ahead of me. We ended up kind of hanging out a little bit towards the end of my freshman year, and then started dating my sophomore year, her junior year. And she has always told me that she never wanted to leave home. Her mom left home, and it's about a 5-hour trip back to her mom's family. So she saw the strain that had on her mom, and she told me that she never wanted to do that. Personally, I love my parents, but I'm fine. 2.5 hours. That's not bad. They're actually
Yeah.
they told me that they're selling their house in the spring and they're moving up here. So it'll
That's
be
what I'm
cool.
talking about. See,
It'll
they
be
always follow
yeah.
you.
Oh yeah, it'll be cool to get them up here. But no, she ended up attending medical school, IU School of Optometry, after she left
Jeez.
Manchester. So she was in Bloomington. I was getting ready to graduate Manchester. So I had a job opportunity at Wawasee. And her mom has taught in the corporation for over 30 years as well too.
Wow.
So I already had that connection. It's where I did my student teaching, and that's where she's from. So it kind of was a no-brainer for me to kind of get established up here. And then when she got done with school, then she'd come join me, and we'd live our lives together. So
Absolutely.
All right.
Man, it's crazy how things work out. I mean, that's cool. That is so cool.
Oh yeah, the stars always aligned in the right ways. You know what I'm saying? So everyone, I guess, it's pretty much if you don't think anything's gonna work out, you just got to give it some time. Things always line up where it needs to be, and that's nice to see you guys at home, at her home, and now you guys' new home, and starting a family there and starting putting some roots in the ground, man. That's awesome.
yes,
to hear.
sir. Yep.
That's awesome, for sure, man. So, football wise, so I mean, you played a little bit. Did you play all 4 years in high school, or how'd
Yeah.
that go for you?
I played all 4 years in high school. Like you said earlier, my freshman year I was at Greencastle. Then I actually I moved to Purcell, Oklahoma for 8 months. My dad's work moved down there, and they actually had spring football there, so I was able to play a spring season there as a freshman.
That's
so
awesome.
I played 2 seasons my freshman year, and then
That's awesome.
We were able to move back and ended up going to Cloverdale High School my last 3 years. And played there all 3 years. I played safety my sophomore year, and then played quarterback my junior and senior year. So that's a little bit of my playing background. But
I can see you come down knocking some heads. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And we'll probably get to this question too. But what really drove me into coaching was, I mean, it's kind of by my own doing, but with that and that transition with high school ball, I had 4 head coaches in 4 years. because I had my one at Greencastle and my one in Oklahoma, and then I had two during my time at Cloverdale. So
Yep.
Jeez.
not a lot of consistency, not a lot of developing those values and whatnot, and that's what drives me to coach football. Is I want to be at a place where my athletes are not dealing with that, not dealing with the fluctuation of who's going to be my coach this year and all that stuff. Try to provide some consistency. So
That's right.
For sure. No, that's a huge deal, especially young adults, and trying to train them and shape them into young men into the game of life. So good on you on that. That's awesome to see. I was fortunate to have the same coach. My senior year of high school, he finally retired, Coach Tim Dawson. So he was a stud, and he did a lot of good work, and he's provided that father figure and that stable to them who didn't have it. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Zach, that's a great key word. Mark, I'm kind of like you. I had several different coaches at Riverton when I played, and the stability in the program just was not there. So kudos to you for seeing that and giving those kids somebody that they can lean on. Like Zach said, as a father figure, give them that stability and really instill some key morals and values and life lessons. That's what coaching's all about. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really not the wins and the losses. It's about molding young men into better people and building the future on a solid foundation. So awesome.
Absolutely, yeah. That's pretty sweet. Have you always been a quarterback? Is that what you wanted to do? I should say, or did you like the defensive side better?
um, I've always been gravitated towards quarterback more, but I feel like was able to have fun playing defense because I knew that opposite side of the ball pretty well. So
Oh
I
yeah,
knew
that's an
coverages, I knew
advantage.
that stuff. I knew how DBs could bait me. I could bait other quarterback. I mean, it was just fun to play those games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you definitely. I remember my freshman year, you were scout quarterback, and I asked him like, who the hell is this guy? Like he's thick, he's strong, like I said, who's this guy? I remember talking to the guys at Manchester, and yeah, he showed me how to drop back in the 45-degree angle and cover anything but grass. Find somebody because Marcus dinking down in the middle of the field. So there's good times there for sure. No, quarterback's cool, but I like hitting people. That's just my thing.
hmm
That's my thing. So physical education is your major in college.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about that, buddy. How that come about, and just what keeps you going.
So I was actually wanting to be a sports management major at first, and it was because I've always wanted to be an athletic director eventually. But my grandpa was in education, my mom was in education, so I kind of gravitated towards that side. They were both art teachers, and that was not going to be me. That I did not get that gene from them. Um, but I grew. I at Cloverdale, I had a very very good role model who was my strength and conditioning teacher who um, taught at Cloverdale for 40 years. He ended up retiring the same year that we graduated. We had a really good connection with him, and I can honestly say he's probably the reason why I'm in PE right now. That's why I chose that. And I've always wanted to coach, and I think that just kind of goes hand in hand. Education and coaching, I feel like it just goes hand in hand with each other. So I just
Yeah.
felt like that was a good path for me. Um, believe it or not, so Milford up until this year was a K to 8 building. So I'd have eighth graders one class and kindergartners the next class. And
Holy cow!
I mean, it was a wide array of students, which was kind of cool because, my first year, so the fourth grade class, my very first year, they are freshmen this year. So I have a lot of those kids in football now. So it's good. Like, it's cool seeing that, um, them kind of grow up and whatnot. But with Milford just losing a lot of enrollment, so we made the decision to combine middle schools this last year. So this is the first year that it's just been a strictly K to 5 elementary building. So that's been a little, getting used to that, but it's also kind of really nice at the same time, not having to deal with middle school attitudes and all
Oh,
that
for
stuff.
sure.
But
Oh yeah. I don't. Yeah, and I've always told teachers and educators in this world, coaches even, just good on you, just because it's not an easy task. You guys are very underpaid, no matter what part of the school system you're in. Just the stuff you got to deal with as an educator is just over the top of, I think, normal people's brains that can handle. I really think you guys are some special people, so we appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and going for kindergartners, and then next class you got,
Oof.
I mean, come
insane.
on. So
You
just be
gotta
able to
flip the
be,
switch quick there.
yeah, no kidding. So that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna. I feel like that's gonna provide a nice foundation for you going forward in your career too. Like you said, you want to be an athletic director. I mean, that you got to have the umbrella to handle all that. So that's cool, man.
Exactly.
That's good to put on your resume for sure. So you're definitely a high educated man. I see you got your master's degree at Ohio University. What drove you to get your master's, buddy?
So one thing that drove me to getting it is, I think it's that next step towards being an AD. I mean, I got it in athletic administration, so I feel like that's going to help my future um, with that. But our corporation brought back their master's pay scale, which they hadn't had for a few years now, and there was a pretty big difference on top of the scale from a bachelor's degree to a master's degree. I think if you end up, I think you top off at like 55,000 for a bachelor's degree, you can get up to 72 with a master's degree. So it's just a big difference with
Oh
that.
yeah,
So
Yeah, I mean that's well worth it.
trying to think towards the future, I
definitely well
think that
worth
was
it.
definitely something to look at.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man, gotta want it.
No,
And you sure did, buddy. Good job.
put your head down and knock it out while you can.
Get
Because
them
if you
hands a
wait,
clapping.
yeah, no
it
kidding.
what
Get
the
them up for
hard
the
part
boys.
is the hard part was in college. If something was assigned, I would always get it done within that 1 to 2 days, just so I didn't have to worry about it. With this, you're still working, you're still coaching, you're still doing everything else. It's like, oh crap, it's Sunday evening and my paper's due at 11:59. I got 3 hours to write a 7-page paper. Let's go. So
Right. And yeah, and you just worked all day, and it's not like you've been at football and school practice, etc. But now you're you're working on top of it, so yeah,
exactly.
that's definitely a tough task, and it shows. It'll show through. So good on you, man. Again, just nothing but praise for you, buddy. You're doing good stuff, and it's a good role model to these people. That's awesome.
I appreciate it.
Heck yeah. So Tanner, you got any questions for our boy Mark over here?
Man, I just got 2 questions,
Oh boy.
and I'll make them simple. I want to hear Mark Osmialowski's favorite high school football memory and favorite college football memory.
Okay.
Oh boy. Hey, everybody, get your popcorn.
That's right.
So my favorite high school memory was actually against good old Riverton Park my sophomore year.
Oh
We were
boy,
up
I know
by
where
a
this
lot.
is going.
We were up by a lot. And I mean, it was like 3rd and 1. We were on our own 40 or something like that. We just called a quarterback sneak. And I took the snap, ran the sneak, and then all of a sudden I'm in the open field. And I took off for a 60-yard touchdown run on a quarterback sneak.
Never forget that one.
Tanner, was your school bad?
Man, I'm not gonna dog on my school, but we had some rough years. And particularly 4 rough years were my high school career. So yeah, we were not in a good state. Kudos to Brad Sanders though, and his coaching staff for turning the ship around. Brad's been a long time committed man to really flip the script there, and he's done a great job. They had their first winning season, a couple back-to-back winning seasons these past couple years, and this year kind of swinging down the wrong direction this year, but a lot of new faces, a lot of turnover in their backfield. But yeah, I mean, when I was in high school, it was not a pretty scenario. So
I
yeah,
always keep track of scores. I get on John Harrell after every Friday night, and I noticed that they were starting to get some wins that they usually wouldn't get. So
Right.
kudos
Yeah.
to them to get that turned around a little bit.
Absolutely.
Man,
But hey, no, Mark, I remember that run. That was something special. And I don't think I got to play you my freshman year when you guys played us. I think if I remember right, I broke my hand or like had surgery or something, and I was um, out for like a couple weeks because of it. Um, but I do remember I was filming that game. I remember filming that, and I was just in
beside
disbelief.
yourself. You're like, there's no
Yeah.
way. Oh boy was short goal, and he's gone. He's gone. Oh, sneaky Mark, man. You gotta watch out for Mark. I like that. That's funny because, like you just said, you've been keeping up on Friday nights, man. Geez, as football guys, I think we just wired that way where we're always tuned in. I'm especially. I mean, you're a coach, so like you want to see what's going around the now and all that. But I know that Tanner and I, we go back and forth sometimes. Like, man, this team's pretty good. Like, hey, but I'm like, this is high school. Like, gosh, we need a different hobby. We need a different hobby, man. Oh, but no, that's awesome. So, what's your favorite college memory?
I think it was my senior year. We were at Hanover, and
Mm.
I think we ended up coming from behind and winning that game. I mean, we were down by I think 2 scores going into the fourth, and we came back and won that. I mean, um, that was pretty special to see that because Hanover was having a pretty good year. We were having a pretty good year at that point. I think we were, in order to win that game, we are going to go one game over 500, and then we still had the bronze ball game after that too. So
Yep.
I think
You're
that was a very big win for the program.
Yeah, that
for
was
sure.
special. That is that was engraved in my memory too, man. Because, man, what was it? Alex Downer threw the
He threw a comeback to Dakota, and Dakota took it up the sideline.
yeah,
Oh man,
yeah.
And
golly.
Oh
then,
man,
If Dakota Nelson's watching this, you are a dog. Just to let you know.
yeah,
no kidding. Yeah,
Dog.
that was
What
special. I'll
what
never
year was
forget
that for
that.
us, Tanner? That because you were 2 years ahead, or
No, Mark. You were just a year ahead of me,
I
right?
was just a
A
year
year
ahead.
ahead
Yeah,
of us. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So because
So
I left
we'd have been
my
sophomores.
junior. Yeah, so yeah, I played a little bit, not a lot in sophomore year, but yeah, no, I remember going down to Hanover. That was a nice little
I think
campus.
I think the route was either a comeback or it was a Cobra, a comeback and
I
go.
thought no, it was Cobra. It was
Yeah,
Cobra. Because I looked down. I had to film that game, and I looked down at the crowd, and I was like, "This is gonna be a big play." And
yeah,
then and then I just lost my shit whenever he ran down the
Uh,
sideline and scored that touchdown. That
that
yeah,
was
was
so
crazy.
cool.
yeah. Watching Dakota play was nuts, and just everyone. We started gelling, man. We started getting it. And that was really cool because I think before that, I mean, Manchester wasn't really known to be winning much games at all, let alone, like you're saying, being 500 going into bronze ball games. So it
Right.
was pretty fun to
We didn't
watch.
have we didn't have the most talented group, but I think our group was definitely well knit, and we were
Yeah,
together,
we
and we were going to fight
definitely
Yeah.
together
had that
for each
brotherhood.
other. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely had the brotherhood for sure. That's awesome. That is awesome. See, I mean, we can go on and on talking about memories and everything like that. Mark, I mean, this could be a touchy subject. This could be wherever you make it, but mental space, man. How are you doing? And how is football? I guess kind of helping you through things or not. So how is Mark feeling today and at current?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm trying to do, obviously when you're at home and all you can think about is football or what you need to do to prepare the team, but I'm trying to do a better job of separating football and my social life, especially with having a 17-month-old daughter now, trying to make sure that, when I'm home, she's getting my attention, making sure my wife's getting my attention. I think that um, I last year was more of a struggle because she was younger and wasn't able to do as much, but I feel like this year's gotten better trying to separate that. Saturdays are always college football. Saturdays are always prep for the next game. But I've done a pretty good job of saying, no, I'm not watching any film. I'm not doing anything on Saturdays. Saturdays are family days. Sundays are the days I'll go watch film. Um, so trying to create some space in my life where it's just not being consumed by football. I feel like that's definitely important to have. I mean, I'm wired football 24/7, but I feel like if I even focused on it all, like that, I would go insane. So I'm in a
Gotta
pretty
have
good
it.
headspace right now, and
Good.
I think
Good.
it's important to try to find that divide between your life at home and your life at football practice or at school or whatever.
Absolutely. No, dude, you hit it right on the head there. Just it doesn't have to be football. It could be just your job. When you come home, if you got children, or you're freshly married, or freshly in a relationship, or you're just working on yourself, you come home, make sure you flip that switch, because you're gonna go back there in the morning and do that job. So put it to bed there.
That's right.
On the drive home, put it away, and so when you walk through that door, you can be the best father, husband, boyfriend, son, sister, daughter, whatever it is that you're at in that current time and place. It's really important. We talked about coaches being present and being in the like a staple. So we need to be that as heads of the household, and also just friends and family for each other. So yeah, I like that answer, Mark. I think that's going to hit home with a lot of people as well. Just kind of find that why and find that flip where you can be there and be present for what's there.
Sure.
For sure. We all kind of get guilty of it. We bring work home,
Mm-hmm.
or you football and anything. It's you get excited about it. You start thinking about it nonstop, and then sometimes you got to take that step back and realize, oh hey, all right, I got other things I need to be important on here too. So that's awesome that
Exactly.
you're able to do that, and you've I guess found that before it could ever be a problem. So good on you, buddy. Good on you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
For sure.
Definitely tough to do, man. I'm still figuring it out. I mean, this is only my first year in a coaching role there at West Vigo. So I'm still figuring it out. I'm sure I can make some adjustments along the way that would help out. Really like the idea of breaking up your weekend like that. I watch film whenever I can, so I think I might slow down on that. Might take your idea on the weekends and start dedicating some Sunday afternoon and nights to some film watching. Because Sunday mornings that's for God and family. So
Mhm.
gotta
It's
gotta keep
part of the
that priority
F5, maybe.
straight.
Part of
That's
the
right.
Yep.
F5. And we preach that. Yeah, they drilled that in our heads in high school. So faith, family, football. Saying like all the above. So definitely, I like it. No, I think you guys are all on the right spots, and we're doing the right things to continue to do that. So enough of the silliness, okay? Let's talk some football. As we just said, we're not going to talk about it. Tanner, let's dive into your top 10 college football teams in this nation as of
Oh
today.
boy,
How we looking, buddy? How we feeling? Look at that list.
man.
Oh
Hey,
boy.
if anybody's been a consistent viewer of this, you'll notice that my number one team has not changed. It is Georgia. Probably
And
not
and
going to change
for
until they lose. So go Georgia,
and for
I
the
guess.
viewers, I guess that we should explain the obviously the far left is the current number. The far right in parentheses, that is going to be the present number that Tanner picked. So just to kind of help you out, kind of see where they're at and where they were. So go ahead,
That's
Tanner.
right.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Nope, you're good. Good explanation there. Number two, I have Ohio State. Um,
Jeez.
Ohio State, laugh at me. I'm only
Oh
one
boy.
spot off of the projection here, or from the actual here. So hey, now,
Okay.
no, I really thought you give me a hard time about Florida State being at number three.
We'll get there.
But man, I just don't see them losing for a while. Their quarterback gets the job done. They're a team that has won some games that they probably shouldn't have, but they still pulled them out. And I've always said, to be a good football team, you got to learn how to play ugly, and they've already done that. So
That's
They're
fair.
at number 3 for me. Your old buddy that gave me a hard time at the campgrounds can be happy now because Michigan's broke the top 5 and they're at number 4.
Jeez.
Penn
He'll
State,
be happy.
he'll be happy. I'm sure he's still complaining a little bit. It's all right.
He's not taking pink yet, but he's
Yeah,
happy.
yeah. Number 5, Penn State. They just prove week in and week out that they belong. They had a rough start to the season, but they still won their games. I mean, like I said, Florida State, you got to learn how to win ugly. They've done it, and they've started to come into themselves offensively and defensively. And as the season gets rolling, I mean, hey, we'll see how far they go. That Big Ten is a nasty conference to play in. And we're going to have the old Pac-12 is going to find out here soon. So
they're gonna find out, especially this time of year when the leaves are changing, baby. It's getting a little crisp in the air. Yeah,
That's
welcome
right.
to the North. Welcome to the North. It's gonna get nasty. It's gonna get nasty.
Number 6, I have the Oregon Ducks. Man, I'd like to put them higher, to be honest, just for the sake of how freaking awesome their uniforms are. But can't judge football based off uniforms. You got to base it off players and their coaches. So, hey, there you go.
Look good, feel good, play good, baby. Come on.
Number 7, not even ranked. They're ranked on my top 10, boys. Oklahoma. Who'd they take out?
You didn't rank them
who'd they just recently take out?
Texas.
Who was that, Zach? That's right, Texas.
Yeah.
Texas.
Horns
yeah,
down.
buddy.
Jeez,
where were they
that was
previously
wild,
ranked? Number 2. If you're telling me Oklahoma shouldn't be ranked after beating Texas,
you don't know
what
what
you're
you're
watching.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about.
I mean,
I like it.
Come on now. All right, number 8. The Washington University.
You don't like them. It's okay. You can tell. You can tell us you don't like them.
I just don't have faith in them.
Okay.
This is, I'm not, well, it is. It's a little bit of uncharted territory for this school. And are they for real this year? I don't know.
They got one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. So
hey, man, I'm
if you
just
like
saying,
quarterback play,
the sun shines on a dog's butthole every now and then, and it might be happening.
Hey, man, this is a family show. This is a family show.
I'm just saying. I'm not getting lost in the sauce yet, man. Is all
I don't
saying.
think I've ever heard that one before.
I like it. That's going on a T-shirt somewhere.
That's great. Number 9, USC. I said that, and my dog got mad and started barking at me.
That's right. He knows. Totally knows what's up. He knows.
Number 9, USC. Caleb Williams, man, he's going to keep him in this top 10, and we'll see how things shake out. Not too much faith in what this team can do defensively, but they're going to be in games. They're going to be in games with old Caleb Williams back there. So, and they went from 10 to 2. Texas. I mean, you want to stay at the top, you can't lose to Oklahoma. I mean, what are you doing, boys?
No, you cannot. You
cannot. Dark horse, North Carolina, which I'm also looking forward to their game versus Miami this weekend. I think that's a big time matchup. Can really establish themselves as a top 10 team. Miami's a historically great university, just cranking out NFL legends left and right. And to be honest, I mean, for a while, they were the top nationally ranked team back in the day. So, will Miami ever get back to that state? Not sure about that. But, hey.
Miami's dead.
You go down to Miami or you're playing Miami anywhere, you're in for a dogfight. So, I'm looking forward to that one this weekend.
Coach Mark can attest to this. What in the hell was going on at the last couple seconds of that ball game, son? Did you see that?
Just take a knee.
Just take a knee. If you haven't watched it, guys, go look it up. I'm sure you'll be saying the same. What is going on? Take a knee, run the clock out. Old boy fumbles it, and then the Georgia Tech goes down and scores next play to win the ball game. Oh, ay, 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 papi. No bueno. No bueno. I like the dark horse there, Tanner, though. I can agree with you.
Hey,
That's not a bad spot. And their quarterback's damn good.
Man,
Drake
and
May.
they might be my dark horse for the next 2 weeks if they keep up this winning streak and beating some ranked teams. Yeah, I don't know, man. They could do something.
USC's falling out of the top 10 this week after this week, so it's gonna be wild.
All right. Well, with that kind
Marky.
of statement, let's see your list.
Marky, what's your top 5? Do you agree with Tanner's top 5 right now?
I agree with one.
Okay.
Georgia at first.
1 for 5.
Georgia at first was not playing like usual Georgia, but I think until someone beats them, I think you just got to keep them there at 1.
Yeah.
For sure.
In my opinion, I think Michigan's is my number 2.
This guy knows football right here, Tanner. You hear this? This guy's on it.
I'm
bringing
to
you on every
hear
week.
this.
So I went to the Ohio State Indiana game at the beginning of the year. It was the first game of the season, and I was just not impressed with Ohio State. Indiana is not a Big Ten powerhouse, but I'm not sold on their quarterback. I'm not sold that he can be a game changer. So I think Michigan right now, just the people that they have running the ball, that offensive line, I think I would have Michigan at number 2. I honestly like Florida State at number 3. So in this list, I would switch Ohio State and Michigan around, and then number 5. I don't know why, but I've been kind of attached to this Washington team this year.
That's cold, Mark. Oh man, I love you.
Exciting.
I'd kiss you if you weren't through the phone right now.
Part of me, like, my heart breaks a little bit because Michael Penix was IU starter for 4 years, and he got hurt 2 out of those 4 years, and I always thought he was really good, and now he's staying healthy and he's able to showcase what he's able to do, and he's one of the top quarterbacks in the nation right now. So I think if they can play consistent defense, I think their offense is going to score points, and I just think if they can find a little bit of defense, I think they're going to make a push towards that top.
So would you feel comfortable swapping Washington for Penn State in those spots?
I would probably slide. So I'd move Washington up and then slide everyone else down. So Penn State at 6, Oregon at 7, Oklahoma at 8.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I mean 3 spots is not a bad flop there. I'll take it.
No.
All right.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Tanner,
yeah.
I can respect yours. Let's throw mine up. Like we just talked about. Georgia. Yeah, I mean, they laid the lumber this past weekend on a ranked Kentucky team. They played well. I watched a little bit of it. They didn't play too bad. Number 2, Michigan. I dropped them down just because the defending champs finally did something this past weekend, so I had to put some respects on them because they are the defending champs back to back. So, but Michigan, I think, is a damn good ball club. We talk about nasty football. This Michigan team, they play some hard-nosed balls. So if you're not going to be ready, they're going to be punching you in the mouth immediately. So that's going to be fun to watch. Ohio State, number 3. They struggled versus Maryland, but I really enjoy. So I guess I have a little bias now because they obviously went down to the in South Bend here and took care of business against our minority and fighting Irish. And Kyle McCord, I'm the same with you, Mark. I didn't really trust him and believe in him too much. I wouldn't put the ball in his hand too much. But he drove down there the last drive and just sauced us up when it mattered. So that kind of took some balls. Took it in there, and I don't know. I got to put them up there a little bit. They showed some resilience against Maryland. They could have folded and lost, but they didn't. So that's awesome. Florida State, number 4. Yeah, like Tanner said earlier, I mean, he has, I think, one spot higher, and they're a good ball club, and they're winning games, and you can't really hate on a win. Win's a win. And they're playing ACC's not that bad as everyone, I think, has a presumption of right this time. So I think they're doing what they need to be doing. They need to be winning the games now, finding themselves, and getting ready for the latter half of the season. Oklahoma number 5. I think that ball game against Texas, I think they had something to prove, and I think they proved that they are a top 5 football team in the country. Now, I say that with not much hesitation because of the fact they're small. They were smaller than Texas, but golly, man, they fought. They had some dog in them, and a team like that with some dog and a good coach behind Venables. I think he was at Clemson. This guy, man, he's a coach. All right, now he has these guys barking. He has these guys fired up. So number 5, Oklahoma for sure for me. Number 6, Washington. I'm hoping they take it to Oregon and we see a really good ball game between the Oregon Ducks and the Washington Huskies. That's gonna be a good ball game. Good night. I love that Michael Penix Jr. They have a receiver. I think that's close to top 3 receptions yards right now. He's just balling out. So Washington number 6. I'm excited to see this matchup with Oregon as my number 7 team. Yeah, they're good, but I don't really pay attention too much to them. So I don't really know what's going on. I know they got Bo Nix. I feel like he's been there for 5 years.
Love that.
I don't know.
Big fan of Bo Nix.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's ever going to graduate.
I watched the game that they just absolutely tore Colorado up, and
yeah,
that was just brutal.
Yeah, no, and they have that capability. I really do believe so. These Pac-12 teams on this list, they're going to start beating each other up. It's going to be crazy to start seeing this latter half of this schedule, I guess, shape up. Penn State number 8. I don't trust them. I think they're all showmen. I don't know. I'm
showmen.
Yeah, they just don't. They don't pass the eye test for me, Tanner. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You get distracted with the white out and a beautiful stadium. Everyone's going nuts, but I just don't think they're too hot. But hopefully they prove me wrong. That'd be nice. Texas number 9. I still think Texas is a college football playoff team, but you can't get beat as number 2 team or was it number 3 at the time? Number 3 team. You can't get beat, and it's just you can't get beat. A big game like that, it's supposed to be yours. You're supposed to prove that you're a national championship team. So, but I still believe they go into the college football playoff. Number 10 USC. They got no defense whatsoever. I don't think anyone plays defense on that team. I think it's a big waste of Caleb Williams. I feel terrible for the quarterback of the USC Trojans. I feel terrible for him. But they're number 10. They got, I guess, their first real test, I guess, at Notre Dame. But I don't know how I can even say that with how we performed with Louisville. So, yeah, I don't know. That's going to be a fun game to watch. Dark horse. Speaking of Louisville, that team showed up and they showed some dog. They were a smaller team. They were not favored to win. And that was their Super Bowl, and they executed. They executed very well, almost all phases of the game. So I got my dark horse. I think they have a good schedule coming up with the ACC, and I think they have a good chance of almost being undefeated going into the playoffs. I think, or not the playoffs, the ACC championship. So
there you go. Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts. That's gonna be nuts. I think they're a good ball club. Obviously, I think Notre Dame should have whooped them, but they didn't. So you lose, you're out. It's life, baby.
Yeah.
It's life.
And we have some big games coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
So before we get into our 3 picks, college game picks, Mark, I wanna hear some picks from you. You got any games that you're looking forward to seeing that you think are gonna shake things up this weekend? 2 or 3 games. What are you thinking?
I definitely think the USC Notre Dame game is going to be a must-watch. I honestly, the way USC's been playing defense, I think Notre Dame finds their offense, and I'm not a Notre Dame fan by any means. I like Sam Hartman, but I think Notre Dame's not going to lay down and die like they did last week. I think they're going to take it to USC. That's just my gut feeling.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that.
Cool. I'm starting to like you more and more, Mark. The more we talk here. I'm liking this. This is nice.
Did you say that Washington and Oregon play this weekend?
Yes, they
sir.
do. Yep.
I think it's
that's going to be
earlier
a
game
must
too.
watch too. That is
Gotta
going to
watch.
be a must watch.
It's gonna be an
I've got
explosion of points. Holy cow!
Yeah.
I've got Oregon 42, Washington 35.
Wow, you put some thought into that. I like
think
that.
it's a high scoring football game. Shootout. Washington defense. I don't think they've played anybody like Oregon quite yet, and I think Oregon, their offense is gonna show them some different nuances and some explosiveness that they might not have been ready for. So
Okay,
that's where I'm at.
I can get down with that. I think Washington. I don't know. They're playing at home, Tanner. You know how I am about home field advantage, man. Yeah, you gotta have it. You gotta have it, especially in college ball, man. College ball, home field advantage. That's absolutely insane. So, I'm gonna go with the Huskies here, and I think it's close. But it's not gonna be low scoring. It's gonna be balls thrown everywhere. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be
That'll
awesome
be
to
like
watch.
a 49-42 type game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a high score for sure.
Yeah, for sure. No, I like those. Those are some high quality games coming up.
Yep.
Then a sleeper game that I
spoke
have
earlier. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
and just my last one. I think Texas A&M is a pretty good team. I think they've had a couple games, but I think Texas
Here we
A&M and Tennessee this weekend I think is going to be a good game too.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
almost put them on my top 3 too. I was on the verge, but I had to give my Big Ten some love, so I left them out, and I ended up putting Iowa versus Wisconsin on there. Now
that's just going to be a smash mouth type of game.
Oh
between
yeah,
those two.
Low
yeah. I
scoring,
mean, that's a
10-6.
game of true
Like,
grit. Who's the bigger man? Who's going to win the game and pull it out tooth and nail? It's going to be fun to watch. And
I'll be interested to see how that goes because I think McNamara is out for the year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be interested to see how that goes.
Yep.
For sure. That's nuts. We talked about USC Notre Dame, obviously big game. Mark hit on the big points there. I think they don't lay over and die. I think they hate USC. It's a rival game. They're going to try to ruin their season and whip them, and expose them on live national TV. I do feel bad for my Irish. They've had back to back to back. This is the third game in a row. No, fourth game in a row. It's a 7:30 kickoff. So, and it's been a spotlight game. So, I'm hoping it can show something on national TV to say, hey, we're not that bad, but we're also not great. So, and then we go into the Oregon-Washington game. We talked about that. I guess my game that was not spoke about yet is UCLA versus Oregon State. These two ball clubs are trying to fit in, and Oregon State has DJ Ogamalula. I don't know if I said that right, but it felt good. It felt great coming off the tongue
You
there.
said Mark's last name much better than you said that one.
We're just going to leave it there.
Kudos to you for that.
Yeah, my tongue just stopped working there, I think, and brain at the same time. It was a combined of excitement. But no, I think that's going to be a fun ball game to watch. These Pac-12 teams aren't that bad, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch. I don't know what time kickoff is, but it's going to be a good time.
Good stuff.
College football is my favorite. ACC is starting to flex their muscles, I think, a little bit. I mean, hell, you got Florida State. Duke is not a bad ball club, but they lost their big quarterback, so that kind of sucks. Yep. Yeah, I mean, Louisville, how the hell you say it?
Louisville. Just talk like you got a sandwich stuck in your mouth and you'll get it right.
Yeah, I said you got a big old lipper in here, Louisville. So come on down here, Louisville. Come on. But no, I don't know, man. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good ball game. Good ball game weekend, I guess. Good college football weekend. I'm trying to look at the notes here. Yeah, words are fun. Words are good. Obviously, this is not a professional podcast, guys, and if you're still listening, we appreciate you very much so. Follow us over here at the Winning Edge Football on the YouTube side, and join our group at the Winning Edge Football. Search that in the title of the Facebook. You'll find a group with our beautiful logo on it. Join that. We're up to 92 members now, so just cut a promo for our own thing.
That's right.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Where's the
no, that was cool. And hey, I do appreciate you listeners out there. I will say, when we went live last week, it was a lot of fun to interact with you guys, get your comments on there, and have some nice back and forth. So, yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah, heck yeah. And it makes this opportunity right here with Mark even more possible. So, I mean, obviously, like we said in the previous, if you guys want to be on the show, Mark will let you know it's going to be awful. It's going to be great. I mean, he'll tell you. So,
Yeah.
he'll give you some insight. No, but yeah, just definitely hit us up and let us know you guys want to join the just a couple doofuses talking football and a little bit of thing about life. So, definitely
For
join us in there,
sure.
subscribe and like and comment, all those fun doohickeys. So, moving on to some big boy football, right? This is the men's league, as Pat McAfee likes to say. I like to quote him quite often. He is a legend amongst legends. I got some football picks to go through and some updates to go to. I'm not really sure what happened. I was 8-5 last week, and Tanner was 9-7. I don't think the math's there.
Somebody forgot to pick somebody.
Yeah, well,
Looks
guess what?
like.
I'm 30-18, so I don't think I need any more help, Tanner.
Hey,
Looks like
you know what? I'm coming back slowly but surely. I'm coming back. I'm above 500. I'm going after you, buddy. Just wait.
You're above 500. I can appreciate that. So how we do this, Mark? We kind of go back and forth on the same game. We try to go down the list, but so we don't always follow suit. So just kind of stay with us if you can, and we'd like to hear your insight as well on the games. Tanner, fired up, big dog.
Hey, Red Kingdom. In my opinion, the Broncos just aren't consistent. Their offense is hit or miss. Their defense is supposed to be pretty good, and they're just, that football team just all around is not putting things together right now under Sean Payton's leadership, which I really thought would make a big difference for them this year. And, man, I'm just not buying into it. I will say one bright spot for Denver this year has been Jaleel McLaughlin at running back. Rookie running back came in with Javonte Williams hurt, and each time he's been in there, he's been pretty productive. He is a bright spot on their offense. I'd love to say Russell Wilson and those receivers are bright spots too, but man, you just never know what you're getting from week to week, and I just think the Chiefs are too much for them to handle.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Tanner. Chiefs all the way. They're playing hot right now. Taylor Swift was not mentioned or shown in their previous game, so they're on the up and up here. Good for them. That is awesome for every viewer. I know the Swifties are probably upset, but Chiefs roll on this one. What you got, Mark?
The Chiefs, I feel like, are definitely going to win this one. I will say, though, last year I could honestly say that a lot of Denver's issues were Russell Wilson issues. This year, I don't think they're Russell Wilson issues. He's playing clean football. It's just that defense isn't helping him out, and there's a lot of disgruntled receivers right now. I think I've seen Jerry Jeudy. He's been in the headlines quite a bit lately, and stuff like that. But I really don't think it's a Russell issue this year.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah, everyone dogs on him. It's not always the quarterback, guys. If you know football and you watch football enough, you can kind of pick the game apart and see what's going on. It has to be higher than that, as in leadership. So yeah, I agree, Mark, for sure. For sure. Tanner, what we got next, buddy?
Hey, next game up, we got the Vikings playing the Bears.
Ooh.
I'm going with the Bears.
Let's go.
Man, hey, offense woke up. Now, a big part of that offense waking up was getting DJ Moore the ball. Holy shnikes. He just went off last week. And
boy's on my bench.
That's kind of receiver he is, though. Come on now.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, that is sad, Zach. All right, yeah. R.I.P. to your
After the first touchdown, I'm like, oh man, I checked the stats. I thought I put him in. Ah, shit. Oh, that's all right. Just one touchdown. Boom, another one. Boom, another one. What the hell happened? 50 points later, and I could have won this week. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So no, I will say also that Justin Fields, I'm not too high on Ohio State quarterbacks that come into the league. But I will say Justin Fields took that ball and he sat in the pocket and he threw darts down the field. And that's what you got to do if you want to stay in the league for a long time. And he was able to do it that game. Now, can he repeat it consistently? I'm not sure, because at the end of the day, he's still a mobile quarterback. But that gave me some hope that he could be in the league for a little longer than maybe I was originally thinking with him coming out of Ohio State. So yeah, I've got the Bears. I don't think the Vikings really have things put together. Offensively, they're struggling with some guys being injured. Jordan Addison and Justin
Jefferson now. Jeez.
I mean, those two
Poor
guys were taking the top off the
man.
defense, and woo, now you don't have them. Running game's not been up to par with Madison leading the backfield, so I don't know.
Well, Mr. Quarterback Mark himself, what's your thoughts on the old Justin Fields, man? How do you think about him?
Well, he shows flashes, but he never puts anything together. I mean, I'm a Lions fan, so this is a game.
Screw the Bears, right?
Exactly. I could really care who wins, but they finally put a complete game together. I think against who did they play last week that they were up 21 at halftime and ended up losing?
Denver. Yeah, they were
Denver.
It was Denver.
On Denver.
It was Denver, and then they came back and they played. Last week they played
Washington.
Washington, which was surprising. Yeah.
Which, I thought Washington would do better.
Like you said, if they can distribute the ball to DJ Moore, I think getting Claypool out of there being a distraction, I think that might help him out a little bit too. But Minnesota's defense is just struggling. They've shown flashes at times. I really like Brian Flores and what he does defensively. But they're losing all their weapons around Cousins. I mean, just like you talk about those injuries, beginning of the season, they shipped Dalvin Cook out. They don't have a consistent running game to go along with it. I mean, I feel bad for him right now.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
I'm going to go Bears on that one.
Yep. Bears. It's surprising, but it's the Bears.
Yep.
Got to be the Bears. What's next? Ravens and the Titans.
Give me the Titans, baby. Tough loss versus our Colts.
Yeah, let's go
Sunday. But I think the Titans bounce back. They still, they threw the ball over the yard against us. It looks like D-Hop is starting to get in a groove with Tannehill. I think he was over 140 yards receiving against the Colts, so that's pretty sweet for him.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? Like the Ravens they look lost to me. Lamar Jackson is the offense right now. Aside from some flashy play from Zay Flowers. But other than that, it just looks like Lamar's running for his life, and he's just trying to do everything, and you can't sustain good quarterback play for a complete season trying to do everything for the team. You just can't. At some point, you're going to break, and right now, that team is breaking. In my opinion.
Yeah, they're on a downhill slide right now, and it's sad to see because Mr. Lamar, he's a darn good football player. I think that whole debacle last year with the whole pay and this, that, and the other contract just started dragging some negative energy around the foundation there. So, yeah, Titans win that ball game. AFC North is a decent little squad this year, so go Titans.
I have the Titans winning too. I think if Tannehill and Hopkins keep on developing that groove that they were in against the Colts, go along with that run game from Derrick Henry, I feel like they're going to be hard to stop down the stretch.
Yep,
all right,
absolutely.
Especially start getting cold weather games and things like that in the playoffs.
Ground and pound with Derrick Henry when it's cold out is scary.
I don't want to tackle him. telling you that. Commanders versus the Falcons. I
Hey,
got the
give me.
Falcons here.
Oh, what?
Yeah, Falcons gonna do. I think the Commanders might be a little upset from last week, with getting beat by the Bears, but the Falcons have a good ball club, man, and they're starting to piece it together. They had a rough week last week,
I agree.
but I don't know. I got the Falcons. I got a good feeling about them.
Okay. All right. A little hunch. I get it. Mark, what you
Yeah.
got?
I got the Falcons too. I mean, the way Washington played against Chicago, I don't have faith in them right now. I feel like offensively they're struggling a little bit. You know, their strength is their defensive line, and their defensive line can't get after the quarterback, and that's going to be an issue for them. So I feel like Desmond Ritter's been getting better each week, and I mean they just traded and got receiver from the Rams, Van Jefferson, I think was his name too.
Yep.
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 Van
So
Jefferson, got a good ass
if
running back.
he gets in that rotation with they got Bijan, they got Algier. I mean they got weapons. I feel like that's going to be hard for Washington to stop.
Mm.
Washington has too much frustration.
Hey,
Frustration right now.
you guys both have solid points, so I'm not going to disagree too much, but I am going with the Commanders here, and I'll tell you
All
why.
right.
If I am the Washington Commanders and I have played to a higher standard than I have played the past couple seasons so far this year, I am one angry dude sitting in that locker room just ready to smash the Falcons after the piss poor effort they had versus the Bears. And what better team to go smack in the mouth than the Falcons? I mean, catch them boys off guard and you're going to send them boys flying south. So,
Oh dear God, Tanner, I love
I'm telling you, let's go Commanders. Hey,
right.
big scary Terry fan too, man.
Oh yeah, but he's frustrated, man. You seen him on the Bears game. He
Hey.
kept looking around like, well, somebody get me the ball.
Well, they did, and I thought it was odd in that Bears game. They kept him off the field for a long period of time, while Washington was trying to march down the field. So, not sure what's going on there, but I mean, you got to keep your best players on the field when you're trying to win a ball game, boys.
Agreed. So we got Seahawks and the Bengals. The Bengals suck. Joe Burrow got paid, so he's going to lay an egg. Yeah, Seahawks win this ball game. I think Seahawks are a very sneaky team in the NFC. They still got some good ball players on both sides, and they think I just got Jamal Adams back. I think is his name, right? Just safety. Jamal, yeah, that's him.
Yeah,
but yeah, they got him back in the D. I think they're looking pretty sweet. And Pete Carroll is older than hell, and he's still running up and down the sidelines, so that's cool to watch.
man, I'm
Go
just waiting
Seahawks.
for him to chew his gum and his dentures get stuck and fall out. But
Pat McAfee was saying that the gum is starting to win a little bit. He says he's not seeing as much smacking; it's more of a casual chew. So that's interesting to watch. Keep an eye on the yellow teeth of the yellow Pete Carroll. Yeah, that's good.
I got the Seahawks. I'm with you, dude. Short and sweet. Seahawks for me.
Love it.
I feel like this is a game Cincinnati wins. I feel like, this is a game where they are trying to turn it back around. I mean, Shamar Chase had a hell of a game this last week, and I feel like that's only going to continue to build. So I think Cincinnati could be a little sneaky here, and I think they might be able to pull one out.
For sure. All right, that's fair. Next game, Tanner, I'm sorry. I love the Colts, man. Colts and Jaguars play. Jaguars come home from their London debuts, as in 2 games in London. They come home. They're ready to be home, sleeping in their beds. They're super excited. They're getting comfortable. They didn't play too bad over there for both games. I think they're starting to roll. I think the Jaguars are rolling in this game. We don't have our quarterback, and I mean, we can run all we want. We got 2 good running backs now with Taylor's new contract and Moss doing his thing, but I don't know. Jaguars, I think, edge them out.
Man, all right. Well, I think the Jungle Kittens are going to fly back to the old US of A with some jet lag, and the Colts being the Colts with old Minshew Mania taking over for who knows how long now with Richardson out.
4 to 5. 4 to 5.
Hey, man, I mean, we're not taking too far of a step back at our quarterback play at all. Minshew's proven that he can win games for us. We got maybe the best running back duo in the league now that
Literally.
Taylor's back. So, man, I
One's
think
getting
we're
paid
just
like
gonna.
$5 a day, and the other one's getting paid 46 some million.
I'm gonna
Love
be
that.
wearing a shirt that says "Run the damn ball" on Sunday, and I think we're just gonna run all over the Jags, dude.
All right, that's fair. I hope so. I really hope so. I'm a Colts fan, but I'm just trying to keep it fair. I just want you to catch up on your overall record. That's all.
Oh,
Moving
thank
on.
you. Thanks for the pity.
Yeah.
I'm going to
What
go
you
with
got,
the
Marky?
Colts. I mean,
All right.
Gardner Minshew revenge game. I mean, I feel like he's going to show
Yeah.
out.
That's right. He started with the Jaguars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love that.
And then he got
Shipped him
traded
out.
to Philly, and then
Yeah.
Philly didn't sign him again, so he went to the Colts.
Yep.
Right.
He says, "See ya." Well, he left with their coordinator.
That's right.
Steichen,
Came with old Shane Steichen, who I'm a big fan of his coaching mentality and the way he's running this football team. So
and his demeanor. He doesn't think he's more than the team. He's part of the team, and he's just blessed to be a part of it, and it shows. He's not like he doesn't think he's bigger than the situation. Like as a professional football, like there's nothing bigger than the owner and the head coach is a pretty big step, but I don't know. There's no disconnect. It feels like he's one of the guys. So it's good to see you down there in Indy. Panthers versus Dolphins. Oh, go. Oh, shoot, Tanner.
I was just saying,
sorry,
man. The next 4 picks, it's like we were looking at each other's screens or something when we were typing this stuff up. So I don't know what's going on there, but
well, we gotta give ourselves pats on the back because we're pretty smart people here.
Hey, great minds think alike, or maybe poor minds. Who knows? I don't know.
Either way, tomato. Panthers versus Dolphins. Dolphins roll. Come on. Dolphins roll. Panthers ain't got it this year.
Oof. Nope.
I agree
with you there.
All right.
We can move
Dolphins
on.
all the way. Sorry, Panthers. All right. 49ers versus the Browns. 49ers, I think, is the best team in football in the NFL as of now. I think they have to lose to prove me wrong, to be honest. So, 49ers win this game.
That's right. Yeah, man, I think they're just going to, that dog pound's going to end up being a bunch of whoop puppies after this game. Those 49ers gold rush, man.
I love these analogies.
Where is this celebrity episode, Sandra? This is what people are here to see, man.
They can't handle it. I'm feeling a little frisky tonight, so here we go.
Oh, boy, watch out. Tanner's on the move.
49ers are my Super Bowl pick, too.
They're just so fun to watch right now. I mean, they could do a little bit of everything offensively. They got a lot of weapons, and they don't have a superstar quarterback, but Brock Purdy is getting the damn job done, and that's all that matters.
Big fan of Purdy. Good for him.
And I love how the media is talking about, he overthrew those, the couple bad overthrows. Which I mean, yeah, would you like to hit everything deep? Absolutely. But he comes back and says, yeah, I overthrew him. It's a couple small things I can fix, and we'll get him next time. Like, that's the mentality. Move them, miss them. So what? Move on, move forward, get better. Keep winning ball games, dude.
Love it. 49ers roll. Saints versus Texans. I do like C.J. Stroud. I think he's putting on a show down there in the old Texas Lone Star country. What the hell? Saints win. Because Kamara's just so good. Yeah, I like Kamara. He rolls. That's all I got.
I'm with you right there. I think it's going to be very similar to, how we predicted the Iowa-Wisconsin game to go. I think this is going to be more of a impose your will type game. Who comes out, smacks them out the hardest, and runs away with whoever gets the momentum their way first, I think is just gonna pull this one out. So I think the Saints are a little more veteran savvy, and I think they'll be able to do that first, and that's why I have them winning.
I like it.
This is one that I'm going to go ahead and pick Houston. I could just see them pulling this one out of their bag. I mean, the way C.J. Stroud's been playing, I think if they get Damian Pierce rolling, I feel like they're going to be pretty hard to stop. And their defense has been playing pretty solid too.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, no, I think this is
They have.
coin flip. Coin flip a game. You know, I think either way. You flip the coin, I think Texans or you go Saints. I'm going to go Saints, obviously, just because of the experience. They have more experienced fellers over there, and Texans are trying to rebuild, but I think they're on the right path. Like you said, they got some good ball players, and the coaching and everything is going the right way. The right way. Patriots versus the Raiders. Raiders coming off a nice Monday night game versus the Pack. Patriots suck. Raiders win. Simple.
Yeah,
Simple as
it's
that.
funny. It's really funny because, at the beginning of the year, we had Denver and the Bears pegged as two of the worst teams, if not the two worst teams in the NFL. Just with how things started off. And man, here come the Patriots rearing their ugly head, and it's like, is this a Bill Belichick football team?
Dude,
Is this
hot take
is
right
this
now.
the crowd that he's running with right now?
This is his last year. He's done.
I mean, man, the tides have turned. I will proudly sit here and say I think that the Patriots are the worst team in the NFL right now.
Holy cow.
Hands down.
I like it. I think it's Bill Belichick's last year.
Yeah.
He's done.
Give me
He said,
the
I'm
Raiders,
over.
man. Raiders win.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the Patriots team we've grown up watching the last 10, 15, 20 years. I think his touch is kind of starting to dry out a little bit. And I think this is a game that Las Vegas wins for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And
But
Devontae Adams.
Oh,
I will say
got a bet.
that Patriot assistants that go be head coaches usually don't win against him. So I would not be shocked if the Patriots pull this off.
Good point, because
Wow.
Josh McDaniels coming home.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hot takes,
All right.
hot takes.
I like it. This is going the right way here. Lions versus the Buccaneers. We have a Lions fan on. We'll let him go first.
There's only one right answer. I've been a poor Lions fan my whole life.
You deserve
and this year has been just so much fun to watch, and the way Jared Goff's playing right now, we got the best offensive line in the league. I mean, getting David Montgomery from Chicago was a huge signing. Our defense has been playing really well. I mean, this defense compared to the defense at the beginning of last year, I mean, it's totally different. I mean, I think, and I'm a big Dan Campbell guy. I love the way he motivates his players. I love the way that
MCDC, baby.
I love the way he motivates them. I love the way that he's behind them. He's got some balls too. He's not afraid to go for it in certain situations. I feel like you got to kind of be that way in order to turn a team like the Lions around the way he has.
Yeah.
Have to.
Yeah, he's been big time. I love, man, that Hard Knocks. I loved watching Dan Campbell on Hard Knocks, dude. That was awesome. I do have a question for you regarding the Lions running back room. Do you feel like maybe the Lions' first round pick could have been better utilized now that you have David Montgomery? Do you feel like maybe that they shouldn't have got Gibbs and could have went somewhere else? Because they are not utilizing Gibbs as much as I thought they would.
Looking back at it, possibly. I still think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be a hell of a running back in this league. I honestly didn't see David Montgomery running like the way he has. But
I don't think anybody did.
I think the way we've been giving him the ball. I mean, I think against Green Bay 2 weeks ago, he had 34 carries in one game. Yeah. So I think that's where it's going to be vital to have a guy like Jahmyr take some of those carries as we get through the season to kind of keep Montgomery fresh and hopefully keep him a little fresher for a playoff run, because that's something I haven't seen a lot lately. So
yeah.
And I was a big DeAndre Swift guy. I love DeAndre Swift, but he could never stay healthy. That was his bugaboo. And I think Gibbs is a better receiver than Swift. His explosiveness, as soon as he catches the ball or as soon as he gets the handoff, he's just one speed and go. I mean, I think once he gets more reps under his belt, I think that's only going to help him get better. And I feel like, you talked about the Colts having the best running back room. If we start getting Gibbs involved more, I feel like, that running back room could be the best in the league.
I like it. You touched on some good points there for sure, because, I mean, she's like, and if I had some people ask me that question, Tanner, about the running back room over there in Detroit, and I'm like, man, what the heck? My fantasy team, I picked him up, and he ain't doing nothing. I was like, dude, it's early in the year, one. I said, then two, why use him when someone else has a hot hand?
Yeah. Hey, just wait.
Injuries happen in the NFL, man, and I don't want to say that, and it happened. But you got to be prepared and have someone like that as your backup. Yeah, and fresh.
Well, and
it's a long season, boys.
Exactly, and if we're going to talk about fantasy, my role is to never draft a rookie. Don't ever draft a rookie and have faith that they're going to do something for you, unless you're drafting them later on in the draft. I mean, if you're counting on him to get points for you, then you did not draft very well.
Yep.
Agreed. Well, Tanner, you took the Buccaneers, man. What the hell? We're having a good time over here with the Lions.
Yeah, what the hell?
What the hell? What's going on, dude? Please tell me you just rock, paper, scissors or something. I don't know. What'd you do?
No, I went back and forth.
Baker Mayfield. That's the problem.
No, here's the thing, fellas.
Okay.
Now, listen up. It's time to go to school here.
All right.
No, it's nothing personal to the Lions at all, because I do. I mean, I almost picked the Lions, to be honest. But I can't go back on my word. I think, I've been picking consistently, if you followed here, I've been picking the Buccaneers to win the majority of the games this year. And that's just the honest belief I have in the organization right now and where they're heading under Baker Mayfield.
And that's why you're 25 and 23.
Hey. See that record? See that record? It keeps steadily rising over 500.
It's creeping. I get you.
So,
all right,
so she's creeping up, and the Buccaneers are going to help me get there. Hey, and he's an Oklahoma boy. You saw what the Oklahoma boys did to Texas?
They got some dog in them.
He's got some dog in him now.
All right. Well, we'll see. I'm excited to watch that ball game. I think it's a 4:00 game, isn't it? Something like that, 4:05.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. So hopefully, I live in Michigan now, so they'll definitely promote that all over TV, and I'll like to watch it. Brand new Lions.
That's what sucks about living up here now is you would think you'd get Lions games, but they're always Bears games.
It's always the Bears. We don't even get the Colts, Tanner. It's bull crap. We gotta watch the damn Bears suck.
That's tough living. That's tough living right there.
Yeah, I don't want to spend $9,000 on the NFL ticket.
I just bought one of those VPN apps or whatever and changed my location on my phone and then watch it that way.
There you go.
Smart man. See, this is why he has a master's degree. It doesn't matter what's in it. He's been there. He's smart.
You taking notes on that, Zach?
I'm figuring it out. VPN.
You'll have to send him the link to that or whatever it is.
I will. Yeah, I will.
All right.
I'm not spending no $500 on YouTube TV, NFL Red Zone. But I do love YouTube TV, and if YouTube TV is watching and you'd like to sponsor this video, go ahead. Leave us a drop in the comments below. We'll take your money and love to promote your product.
Absolutely.
Coming over. Drop a little quick promo.
I'll 100 different ways until my face turns blue. YouTube TV, so up on here.
Love it.
Let's get to work.
Next game, Cardinals versus the Rams. I like the Rams at home. I think they're putting on some good stuff on the field. Matthew Stafford. Old ex-Lion. Hey, I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him. He got out, and he's starting to do some good things. And he's showed some dog in the last couple of weeks, Tanner.
Man, facing them injuries on the field during the game.
Good for him.
Still hung in there.
They get Cooper Kupp back this week, I think, too.
Yes, they do. Oh, my goodness. Cooper Kupp and Puka
Puka
Nakua.
Luka.
Woo.
Hey, the
Man,
pressure's off of him now. Watch, they're gonna be tripling, doubling Cooper and Mr. Lupalula. They're gonna be right there in the middle of the field, ready to rock. It's gonna be beautiful.
man, that'll be good. Yeah, I got the Rams too. I think it's a pretty easy pick. Josh Dobbs showed a little magic there with the Cardinals for a little bit, but
It
at the
levels
end of
out.
the day, the Cardinals are at this point probably in a major overhaul rebuild stage, in my opinion. So,
Rumors have it they're not even thinking about bringing Kyler back.
if
So-
I was them, I'd get out of that situation and look at next year's draft class or the year after.
Yeah, and they're giving more time to play Call of Duty as well. So
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah.
Dumbass. I hope that's real.
Jeez.
Well, it's just come on, man. You're professional.
Woo.
Anyway,
That's right.
Mark, what you got, buddy? He got real excited, really.
I got the Rams. I mean, tell you what, the Cardinals will not quit. I mean, I think they're going to play hard, but I think the Rams just have too much firepower right now.
Agreed. And that leads perfect over to the next game, Eagles versus Jets. The Jets are trying their best. They're showing a little bit more fight now. So that's good to see, but I think the Eagles are just too good of a ball team to go down and lose by the Jets. So go Eagles. Or fly, Eagle, fly, is what they say.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I don't want to say it's an easy win for the Eagles, but I feel like they're gonna just take control of this game early and not let off the gas. So Eagles for me.
Yeah, I mean, they're undefeated. They're playing good ball right now. I think this might be a game where they put a complete game together and shut New York's offense down and attack their defense in ways that they haven't been attacked really yet. I mean, AJ Brown and Sauce Gardner is going to be a good matchup to watch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
For sure. Going into the Giants versus the Bills. The Bills came off a little jet lag on their way to London and didn't play very good ball. They come back home. I think they're motivated now because they understand they can't just lose. You can't be losing ball games right now, especially with Miami in your division. So they had to spoof it up a little bit, and then they play well. Go Bills.
Yep, I'm right there with you. Bills for me, dude. I think it's. I mean, you never know what you're gonna get with Daniel Jones for one. For two, he's starting to get a little banged up. His decision making hasn't quite been there, and it's showing on the field. But another thing is man, I mean, you can try to run the ball, but everybody's going to key on your best running back, and one of the best running backs in the league, and you're not getting any help from the outside. So, as much as I'd like to say that. And for a little bit, I was believing it that Daniel Jones was going to be the guy. I just think it's time for them to rethink their offensive strategy and start, looking at switching some things up.
Yeah, I saw a stat this week that Daniel Jones has been sacked more times in his 4 or 5 years than Andrew Luck did in his whole career. So that tells me that, I mean, he's getting banged up and he's not trusting his line right now. So I think this is definitely a game that Buffalo should have. I mean, they're going to bounce back after losing to Jacksonville. And they'll bounce back and they'll win this pretty handily, I think.
Love to see it. And I think that's our Sunday night game, and this rolls into our Monday night game, which is the Cowboys versus the Chargers on prime time. The Chargers, I'm hoping and praying, because I picked them, I'm hoping they can put it together. I think they have such a good football team, and it's just they haven't been able to glue it together yet and the last couple of seasons. So I really want to see Herbert succeed and do well. So we'll go Chargers.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'd like to see the Chargers. I think we can consider this as an upset win if the Chargers win. Just based on all the hype that the Cowboys have received so far this year and how hot they started. Chargers didn't start off as hot, but takes them a few games. They got primed up, and I think they're ready to go. That offense has come into themselves here as of late, and I think we'll see a highly competitive football game where I think it's close. Maybe Chargers pull it out, only win by 3, but I think they got the win.
Yeah, my wife's a Cowboys fan, so I'm probably gonna have to pick Dallas here. But it's a bounce back game from them. I mean, they lost pretty handedly to San Francisco last week, so I think it's gonna be a bounce back game for them. And what I like the Chargers, but some of these games that they've lost, I feel like are solely in the hands of Coach Staley and some of the questionable fourth down calls he's had. I mean, I've never seen a team go forward on fourth down on their own 30-yard line, being up by 7 points with a minute and a half left. Like I've never seen anything like that. Like
highly questionable for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and he's done that at least 3 or 4 times I can think of off the top of my head. So, I think Dallas wins this game because my gut's telling me that he's going to do some sort of questionable decision making like that again and cost him.
No, I think you're on the right page though. Thinking about the Cowboys as revenge. I mean, these are professional football teams, and every single player is good, and they don't like to get embarrassed. So I think they come out pretty hot. It'll be a tough ball game. Now that I'm thinking about it, I should have picked the other way. But Chargers hopefully win. Hopefully.
There you go.
I like it. No, hey, that's a hell of a slate.
Yeah. Good discussion there.
Absolutely, I like that. Tanner,
I can't wait to.
Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
So I can't wait to go back next week and watch this through and see what my record ended up being. So.
Yeah, I like it.
See how it pans out.
I had to put a little logo up on the screen for him, the old Markinator. Right. See how he did.
Right.
I like that. No, Tanner, we're running about an hour 20 in. What do you think about doing what hot, what's not, and the crickets on a separate video tomorrow?
Hey, let's run it.
All right, good. That's fair.
Hey, I will say maybe we do crickets tonight. We can end on crickets.
All right, that's fine. Production meeting just happened, everybody. If you witness it, that's how it goes down. This is how we do our decisions.
Sometimes we just make them on the fly. Here we go. We'll do some. We'll drop a quick video tomorrow. Give you guys some what's hot, what's not. But this is important, and I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about it. So yesterday was actually National Mental Health Day. So it's a big topic, and it is starting to be talked about more. But in my opinion, us as a society has to do a much better job at holding each other accountable, at bringing it to the forefront of health issues. So with that being said, that's my crickets topic for tonight. What's being slept on a little bit, that's it. And I just want to leave you guys with a quote from quote and statistics from the Anxiety and Depression Association of America. So nearly 1 in 10 men experience some form of depression or anxiety, but less than half seek treatment.
Jeez.
Oh, that's a problem. Over 6 million men suffer from depression per year, but male depression often goes underdiagnosed.
That's an issue.
So, man, those are, I mean, to be honest, that hurts my heart a little bit just to hear that. One, the underdiagnosis of depression in men is, I mean, I can see how it gets overlooked, to be honest.
Hell, we live it every day. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
we're almost. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, we're almost trained to hide those types of emotions as men, and to kind of just keep pushing forward no matter what. Which I'm not saying having some grit and some fight in you in terms of pushing forward every day. that's not a bad thing. But there's also a time where you've got to learn to decompress and figure out how to let some of that emotion out of you. And it's hard to step back and take that time for yourself sometimes.
Absolutely. No, Tanner, and that's a hell of a cricket segment there for you. And honestly, to dive into it, and like you said, it's being talked about. People are saying it out loud now, which that's cool. That's good. But let's take that next step and let's put it in the forefront and let's do it. Like let's put it in action and let's start doing it, gentlemen. Let's find a way. I mean, reach out to us. I've been through therapy, and like I told you before, therapy doesn't need to be like you've had a hell of a trauma in your life and you got to get through it. Therapy could just be learning how to love yourself and figure out who you are. And doing that steps, right? And taking steps back and reevaluating situations and understanding where you are, your mental space in that current moment and what you need to be doing to either get out of that or continue it. So I push it to you guys. There's lots of options. Technology, ways to do therapy. It doesn't have to be laying down on that bed or the little chair. Like the stereotypical. There's online. There's chats. There's all kinds of things you can do.
Hey,
So if
could
you
be a
have some questions
podcast
on
with
that,
three dudes talking about football.
and honest to God, this video, just watching it, could just make you smile and make you feel like you're in a better headspace, and things like that. And I hope that's working. And I think that's hoping that's the goal. So, but if you haven't, if it's not working, and you think you have some darker stuff or some things that you need to dive into, seek some therapy, seek some help, take it upon yourself, and take action, take responsibility, like Tanner was saying. Yeah, I'm not going to say it, crickets. I think that just needs to be the main topic of the crickets tonight. I think that's a good point, Tanner. I like that. You got anything on that, Mark?
No, I mean, you've definitely hit the nail on the head. I mean, we talk about, as educators and as coaches, you're pouring yourself into your kids and who's pouring into you. And I feel like, this is just one little, job, career path, but I feel like, kind of going along with that, it's, you got to do things that make you happy, or you got to talk to somebody and figure out exactly what makes you happy and what gets you in that right headspace. And I feel like as a society now, where more men are able to kind of do that and open up, but it definitely needs to be talked about more. You guys heard it. You guys heard it. Suck it up. You're fine. I mean, you guys heard tough it up, play through it. As a football player.
Don't be a wuss. Don't be a wuss. I won't say the P word I said last week, but you get what I'm saying there.
Yeah, exactly. And we still tell our kids these things today. It's just, you got to be able to balance what you say and how you say it, to make sure that they're being heard and that they're being held accountable as well too. So I definitely think it's important for, especially as a coach now, it's important to, be there for your athletes and be there for anybody that's around, because I think that's only going to help you pour into those guys even more.
Yeah, it's really hard to take a sip from your glass, right? It's hard to take a sip when it's empty, and you poured it everyone else's glasses, right? You filled everybody else's cup all the way up, pumped them up. You're feeling great, and you ready to go to take a sip, and you're thirsty too. So make sure you balance that and understand what to put in, how to manage it, and how to measure it. So I love that, Mark. That's and you're an educator of this world. I mean, you're a big part of this, the first big steps of these children's lives. And to hear you talk like that, that's awesome. That gives me hope in this world that things are going to turn around, and then we're going to have some better mental space for men and women, all around the board. So awesome, buddy. This has been a fun deal. And man. Mark, I apologize for running very long. I guess
you're
I didn't
fine.
really.
This has been fun.
Good. I'm glad it's been fun. But maybe we have to bring you on later on this year again for another round of picks. I like how you pick. You and I are on the same page. So
that sounds good to me. Anytime, anywhere.
Let's do it. Well, yeah. And I just want to say a quick shout out to our wives. especially Tanner's wife Lexi and my wife Allie, for letting us carve out this time in the evening to do this on Wednesdays. It's been a
Heck yeah.
huge help, and I know it's not
Super awesome.
fair sometimes, as we talked in the beginning, is our time is very limited. So just really do appreciate allowing us to have that time, and Mark's wife as well. So thank you to
Heck yeah.
you ladies for doing that. Thank you for everyone watching, and make sure to subscribe and like and share this video. The more likes and shares we get, the more the algorithm pops off, and then the more we can continue to pour into this community and a good benefit. So yeah,
Heck
we
yeah.
love you guys, and Tanner, we'll let you sign off, buddy.
Hey, thank you guys so much. I can't thank everyone enough. Mark, it was an absolute pleasure having you on. Man, I can't believe it's been so long. I said it earlier in the podcast. It's been a long time coming since we last talked, and I'm super glad we could get on here and reconnect and talk some football. It's a game that's obviously molded us, all three of us, and changed our lives for the better. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Looking forward to hearing from you again soon. Um, Tanner Edge, Mark Osmialowski, Zach Wynn, signing off. Love you, Winning Edge Football Nation. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.